Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone.
Waalaikumsalam, Madam.
Where are your friends? Because now we only have a few students. What happened to others?
On the way balik bilik.
Bilik? Tadi ada kelas 8 to 10.
Face to face.
Okay, because it's already over 10, 10, I mean over 10. So if I want to wait, it's 10 minutes is enough actually. 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. So because normally, supposedly, every class, every lecture, if you check in your timetable, it should finish 10 minutes before 10, right? 9:50, right? So same with my class. I should finish 11:50, okay? But sometimes the lecturer finish exactly at 10. So that's why I give another 10 minutes. Okay? But now it's already 10:11. So if I finish 10 minutes early and then I start late 10 minutes, so we left a few minutes already, right? Okay. Okay. So I couldn't wait anymore. Okay. I hope that if you have a class, okay, you just join in your mobile first, okay, and later on, if you reach to your hostel, then you can on your computer and you can off your mobile. So easy for us to start on time, right? You all pun nak finish awal kan? Alright. So today is a new topic, right? We should learn a new topic 2. Okay, so as mentioned before, okay, we will start with topic sharing presentations by your friends. Okay, so it's about 15 minutes maximums. Okay, so I check your friends' video is exactly 15 minutes. Okay, 14 minutes plus, so exactly 15 minutes. Followed by a short quiz, okay, to check your focus, understanding, right? And then I will check also your level of understanding, and I will explain the topic that you have not maybe, because this is based on the understanding of your friend sharing, right? If most of the students couldn't understand your friend sharing, of course, you have me, okay? I will explain from the beginning, okay? But if more of your friends understand of the sharing, which is good, you get more better and better understanding after my lecture, right? Okay, so without further ado, I think already 10:15. Okay, let me share the video from your friend's presentations. So are you ready, guys?
Yes.
All right, good. Thank you for the response. Let me share the video first. Okay, so you may take your notes, okay? Just basically see what is the overall of this topic. Those have not reviewed the topic yet, okay? Those already review, you may keep the question if you have a questions, right? So it will be better for you to understand in the topic, right? Okay. You can see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. I think I should change the audio first, okay? Because using the video, I should change to music mode. All right. Okay. Now better.
Here we have interface and user interface. An interface is a set of commands or menus through which a user communicates with a program, while user interface is well designed when the program behaves exactly how the user thought it would. This user interface is one of the most important parts of any program because it encourages users to make the program that they want to do. User interface is important because it can affect feelings, emotions, and mood of users. There are three types of user interface. First is command language. Command language is user must know the machine and program specific instruction or codes. Second is menus, which is user choose the commands from list displayed on the screen. Third, graphical user interface, GUI, which is user gives commands by selecting and clicking on icons displayed on the screen. Next is interactive system and human-computer interactive system. Interactive system is a software that interacts with its environment, while human-computer interactive system is an interactive system whose environment is one or more users. More about interactive system are any system that accepts input from the user and provides information as output to the user. An interactive system virtually includes all types of device and systems. There are a few types of interaction, which is interaction between human and computer, interaction between computer system, and interaction between user through the computer system. This interactive can be viewed from two perspectives, user perspective and system perspective. For user perspective, a tool for accomplishing tasks, something that receives input and hopefully displays output. All too often, a source of frustration. For system perspective, a source of asynchronous input and indirect target for output through various devices. The quality of user interface is important as they are used worldwide and in every domain, including critical systems. For human-computer interaction, are more concerned with the design, evaluation, and implementation of interactive computing systems for human use and with the study of major phenomena surrounding them.
Okay, what is programming? Okay, let me tell you. Programming is a creative process done by a programmer to instruct a computer on how to do a task. Then, computer can be programmed to do interactive things such as make a system or do a website. Okay, what programming is used to? What programming is to? With such a programmer, we know how to do coding or programming, but we don't understand or we don't know what is programming is used to. Okay, let me tell you what the programming is used to. Okay, the first, programming is used to discover a set of rules with real root effect. The second, design analyze representation of this rule and the real object affected by this rule. Third, understand the interaction of the rules and their object. And lastly is optimize the interaction of these rules for the control of safety, budget, correctness, and other resources. Okay, as you can see in this slide, this is programming language. We have Python, Java, C++, Ruby, JavaScript, C, PHP, and so on. As we know that we usually use Python and Java, maybe because it's convenience and maybe it's easy to us to use it. Okay, let's talk about user interface, or we call it as UI tools and programming language. As you can see in this slide, UI software is often large, complex, and difficult to implement, debug, and modify. And then, as the interface becomes easier to use, they become harder to create. Of course, when the system or the software is easier or the more interesting the software is, will be harder to create that software. And then, fortunately, there has been significant progress in software tools to help with creating interface. And then, there have been special software systems and tools to help design and implement the user interface software. Okay, graphical user interface. I know that most of us have heard about graphical user interface. But what is interface about? Okay, interface is thing that use output peripherals such as screen and protector. And then some output peripherals such as mouse and pen that provide relative position to output peripherals. And then allow reference to aspect on the interface using pointing.
Next is software. What is software? Software is a set of machine-readable instructions that direct a computer's processor to perform specific operation. And software is divided by two, which is software or platform software and application software. Next is application software. Application software is often purchased separately from computer hardware, and it also runs independent application, although these applications are bundled with computer. And most of the thing is compilers, databases, and other software as application which is not. The easy example of application is like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. All that is example of application. For this slide these are three types of layers, which is software layers, application layers, and software layers.
Interface Builder is an incredible environment that gives developers the possibility to organize their ideas into real structured view to be a kind of roadmap of the relation among them. Example of Interface Builder is MS Visual Studio, C++, NetBeans, Java, Interface Builder, Objective-C, Android Layout Editor. Interface Builder can be used to create prototypes, be part of final product, fastest design, modest technical training needed. Also can write user manual from it. Interface Toolkit is the libraries of interactive objects, for example, widgets, buttons, and icons that we use to construct interfaces. The function is to help programming of GUIs and also used to handle input events.
Next is window gadget. These are examples of window gadget, which are included button, menus, text zone, window, palette, tab, label, radio button, list, scroll bar, and also slider. We can see this window gadget at our laptop, phone, Windows. Okay. Next is window gadget. These are examples of window gadget, which are included button, menus, text zone, window, palette, tab, label, radio button, list, scroll bar, and also slider. We can see this window gadget at our laptop, phone, Windows. Okay. Next, these are examples of swing widget. Swing widget include JButton, JText box, JCombo box, JList, JMenu, JRadio button, and these all swing widget are basically in Java program. And we already do JButton, JCheckbox, JList, JRadio button using Java, right? So those are basically is a swing widget. Next, we will discuss about widgets complexity and benefits of widget. So basically, widgets complexity have two types, which is simple widget and complex widget. Simple widget is where it only display a single photo or multiple ones in home screen widget. And the example of simple widget is buttons, scroll bar, and also labels. And next is complex widget. Complex widget contain others widget such as dialog boxes, menus, colors, speakers. And what is the benefit of widget? In presentation, it can make your website more appealing to your users. By adding different features, you will improve their experience. So your presentation will more appealing. The user will like to use the application. And for the behavior, the reaction to user action is user will more attracted to use the application.
Okay, let's talk about toolkit, okay? Don't be confused about toolkits and toolbox. Toolbox is different, toolkits is different. Okay, toolkit is library of widget, also called as a control. For the example of the toolkit is menus, button, scroll bar, text input, and text input fields. Of course, as you can see the example, this is really important to us to use it in our laptop or computer. And then creating an interface using a toolkit can only be done by a programmer because only have a procedural interface. And then This technique known as event-based programming. Okay, let's talk about advantage and disadvantage of toolkits. Okay, as you can see in the slide, the advantage of toolkit is final user interface will look and act similar to other user interface created by the same toolkits. That does not need to rewrite the standard function. Okay, and then this disadvantage of toolkits is the style of interaction are limited to those provided. And then the example of available toolkits, as you can see in the slide, is Smalltalk, Macintosh Toolbox, JavaSync Toolkit, Motif, Interview, Amulet, and a suit. Okay, let's move on about the toolkits and let's know about the windowing system. As you can see, that windowing system is support the separation of screen into different region that called as window that you can see in this picture that I take it. Okay, that this is separation the separation of the screen. Okay, windowing functionality is divided by two layers. This is a window system and window manager. Window system is the functional or programming interface, provided procedure that allow the application to draw picture on the screen and get the input from the user. But windowing manager is a user interface that allow the user to move window around and is responsible for displaying the title lines, border, icons, and around the windows.
Next, input-output peripherals. Input is where we give commands, for example, mouse, keyboard, drawing pad, and microphone. While for output is where the system shows its state like monitors, projector, printers. Next is interactivity compared to computing. Interactivity is an open system. Interactions, which is events or changes caused by environment, and infinite loop, non-deterministic. For computing is a closed system. Computation, which is it read input, compute, produce result, and final state, means ends of computations.
In computer programming, event-driven programming is a programming paradigm in which the flow of the program is determined by events such as user action, mouse clicks, key press, sensor output. Event-driven programming is the dominant paradigm used in graphical user interfaces and other applications. In an event-driven application, there is generally a main loop that listens for events and then trigger a callback function when one of those events is detected. In embedded system, the same may be achieved using hardware interrupts instead of a constantly running main loop. Event-driven programs can be written in any programming language, although the task is easier in language that provide high-level abstraction such as Clojure. The first step is in developing event-driven program is to write a series of subroutines or methods called event handler routines. The routines handle the event to which the main program will respond. For example, a single left button mouse click on a common button in GUI program may trigger a routine that will open another window, save data to a database or exit application. Many modern day programming environments provide the programmer with event templates so that the programmer only needs to supply the event code. The second step is to bind event handlers to events so that the correct function is called when the event takes place. Graphical editor combines the first two steps, double click on a button, and the editor creates an empty event handler associated with the user clicking the button and opens a text window, so you can edit the event handler. The third step is to write the main loop. This is a function that checks for the occurrence of events and then calls the matching event handler to process it. Most event-driven programming environments are already being provided. Therefore, it need not to be specifically provided by the application programmer.
Okay. Alright, so how was it? Do you understand that topic? Okay, never mind. Okay, let's do quiz first. Okay, let me share the link. Let me get the link first. Okay, check in the chat box. Okay, I share the link in the chat box. So let's do around 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. So as usual, you will have two basic questions after your friends sharing topics. Okay. So don't worry if you get wrong. So this is to make sure that actually you excuse me, you get something. Okay, you get something from the basic from your friend sharing. So normally the question is just the basic. Sorry with that. Okay, so those done the quiz. Okay, you may take 5 first. So I stopped the quiz at 10:40. Okay? Right, we already have the 2 response now. Okay. Again, don't worry to getting a wrong answer. Just answer it based on what you get from your friend sharings or what from your understanding. Okay, because this is not a part of assessment. Okay, this is to make sure that like I said that you focus and understand overall of the presentations. Right, we have 18 response so far. Now we have 29 participants. Let me check if anyone have used 2 devices. Okay, everyone use 1 device, so I should get 29 response. Right, we have 26. Three more minutes. Actually, our class have 32 students, right? 27. 28. One more. And those done quiz, okay, because left only one person, not yet. Check again in the chat box, okay. I shared the link for level of understanding. So at least I can get 20 response, okay, so that we can proceed with the lecture. Two more minutes for quiz. Okay, if you think that from the sharing just now, okay, you get more than 50%, okay, so you can choose yes. If you get below than 50%, 10%, 20%, so you can choose maybe half, okay. But if you think that you don't get anything, you don't understand anything, you can put no, right? So choose your level of understanding. So it's okay. Doesn't matter if you think that you want to put as yes, no, maybe it's up to you. Okay, don't worry. Okay, this also not your your assessment. Okay, this is I want to know that which topic is difficult for you to understand. Okay, but hopefully, okay, after my lecture, okay, those choose maybe half can move to yes, right? But you don't have to vote and move again. I just to inform you that why I'm doing this, okay. So of course, right, if you have a better understanding, you should have a better understanding after the explanations better lah, kan? Right, so again, okay, check in the chat box, okay. Alright, so I think I will stop the quiz now because it's already 10:40. Okay, but it's still 28 response. I'm not sure what happened to one more person. Okay, so I will stop the response. Is there any objection? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, right? So I stop the response first. Okay, and for level of understanding voting, I have 19 votes so far. I need one more votes so that I can move to the next lecture. Okay, those have not yet voted yet for the level of understanding, please do so. Okay, again, I shared a link for level of understanding in the chat box. So currently I have 19 votes. So I need one more votes before I can proceed to the next. Anyone have not yet done response? Because we have 29 here. So, but I only need 20 response. Alright, okay, done. I already received 20 votes. So based on the result of level of understanding for topic 2, okay, most of you, 90%, maybe half, right? At least you get something from your friends sharing, right? to 10%, okay, 10%, 2% only lah, okay, saying no. Okay, so hopefully after my explanations, those say no can move to directly yes, maybe, maybe can move to yes, more than half, right? Okay, so your friend's presentation just now, okay, I hope that the next presentations, the next sharing sessions, okay, if I play your video, the group that sharing, you can turn on your camera, because your friends, me also want to see who is the one who doing that video. Of course, you put the you put also your video inside the sharing, right? But no names. Will nice if you put the names. Sekarang ni siapa yang tengah present? So we automatically know. Oh, okay, this is who and who, right? I believe that some of you also do not know your friends in the class, right? Okay. So the video and audio is good. Okay. However, I would like you suggest to you. Okay. Normally, we want to learn something. Okay. Will be better. You put the content, what's inside the sharing. Okay. And then put a summary. Summary. So will be good. Will be good. You have intro, the content, what inside the topic, and then the summary. Okay. Because my slide is been shared with you, and my lecture is based on what resource person given. You are the one that can share anything with your friends. And also the bonus is if you can put example that refer to your real life, real use of the applications or the topics related, okay, to share with your friends. So to make your friends more understanding, because I believe to give example will be level up your friends understanding, kan? Dia macam you share lah, you share what you learn in the topic, and then you talk to your friends. Actually, this topic is talking about what, okay, in English, but actually you can use your creativity how to do a sharing, not a normal presentation or not giving a lecture to your friends, because you are not a lecturer, right, to give a lecture. So I would like to see more creative sharing sessions. Okay. Alright, never mind. Okay. My voice better, right? Because I changed the audio. Okay. Because just now I forgot to change from the music mode. Okay, let's check the answer. Easy, right? The questions. Okay. I'm clicking the wrong button. Alright, never mind. Okay. Okay, we have 28 response. Okay. Good. Most of you, okay, 18 from the 28, okay, get a full marks. You have both correct answer. Okay. 9, okay, 9 participants, 9 from your friends lah. Okay, get 1, okay, at least, okay, from the 2 question, 1 betul, kan? 1 correct, 1 wrong, okay. And only 1 person get a wrong answer both. Okay, never mind. Like I said that, never mind. It's okay, okay. At least you know you are getting a wrong answer. So, we learn from mistake, right? Okay, let's discuss together the answer. Question number 1. Interaction design is concerned with designing interactive product to support the way people, okay. The best answer is to communicate. Remember, I'm always talk about the interaction interface, which is the communication tools, right? So, communication and interact in their working life, in their day life. Okay, this is the best answer. Okay, some of your friends choose A, do their task confidently. Okay, not necessary as a confident, right? But okay, of course the term is usability lah, ease of use, but that's not the best answer lah. The B1 is feel comfortable with their everyday life. Okay, so not only confident, not only comfortable, okay, but it's more on the communications, interactions. Okay, like now we have a physical face-to-face interactions. But now I interact with you through the computer, through the system, something like that. So it's a communicate and interact in our daily life. Okay, so actually I'm giving a lecture. I'm directly talk to you, but through the system, right? Question number 2. Fanny just finished her diploma in game design and development. She is very interested into visual, layout, and typography, which is suitable profession for her because her interest is visual, something that visual, right? Layout and typography. So this is related with interface. So the best answer is the word interface. Only B, right? User interface designer. Okay, usability is more on the interactions, the use of the system. Interaction, simulating, and user experience is more than that. User experience is analyze of the user's behavior, but these questions purposely put it the interest, visual, layout, and typography. Okay, so on the design part, so will be this is the best answer. Okay. Anyway, most of you get a correct answer. Right? That's the good point. Okay. Any questions for this?
No, madam.
Okay, thank you for the response. Okay, please interact with me or respond to me if I have a questions or you have a question as well. You can use your emoticon, chat box, or you can also turn on your mic if necessary. Okay, so let me share my slide today. Okay, so remember what we have learned in topic 1? Anyone? What we learned in topic 1? Topic 1 is introduction to human-computer interaction, right? Okay, anyone? What's we learned in topic 1? Still remember? Introduction to human-computer interaction, or HCI. So what you learn in that topic 1? First, talk about why system fail. Remember the metaphor of the cartoon, okay? That seeing a doctor and saying that you are interface poison, right? So you will dead in a few in a week, something like that, right? So why system fail? Okay, and then what else we learn?
How to create good design.
How
Nice
to
design.
create a good design. Okay. How to create a good design? Do we learn how to create a good design? I don't think so. Okay. A second thing is the perfect user, right? You need to fulfill the perfect user because everyone is a different. So imagine that we want to fulfill the needs of the perfect users. Remember the cartoon that you have the eyes of rabbits, the eyes ke? The ear of the rabbit, the eyes of a cat. I don't know. This is the mix of user ability, right? Human ability. Next, issues. Common issues in user interface design. What issues that we have? Okay. I don't think how to create the good user interface. Not yet, right? That's just introduction. Okay, it's good. You try. I don't blame you. Maybe you forgot because you have other subject as well. Okay, just to revise again, revisit again the topic 1. What else? Anyone? After issues in user interface design, now then why you should learn HCI, right? Okay, and after that I've been introduced you what HCI, human computer interact, right? The word HCI is stand for human computer interaction. So it's interaction between human and computer. Okay, and then I tell you the history of HCI, and then the goal of HCI. What is the goal of HCI? Anyone still can remember what is the main goal of HCI?
To improve the system usability.
Yes, the word usability. All right, thank you. Okay, usability. Okay, good. And finally, you have been introduced the ability of human and computer. What human can't do, and also what computer can and can't do as well. Okay, now actually topic 2, user interface programming, still in the terminology introduction. Okay, you still need to identify the word used. I believe that some of you might still confused because of there is a lot things going on. There is a lot term in this chapter, right? But don't worry, it's just introduction of terminology. You always can refer back, right? So first we have interface. Okay, interface. What is interface? Okay, so interface, muka lah kan, macam muka. Interface in Malay we call it antara muka, right? So in definition here, an interface is a set of common or menus through which a user communicate with a program. Antara muka, kan? Antara muka. This is interface. What you see is the interface. But this is defined by the computer use. So that's why it said common or menus. Okay. Of course, when you see a website, you will see the menu first. If you see the computer, you will see the screen first, right? In the screen might have a common or menu, something like that. So actually, it's a communication tool. The medium. Okay. All right. After you understand the interface, now user interface. Added the word user. Who is the user? Which is us, human, right? So, interface for users. That's mean by user interface, right? So, in these definitions, user interface is well designed when the program behaves exactly how the user thought it would. So, it's mentioned here because of the interface is purposely for users, which is us, human. Okay, so when we talk about well designed, so the program, the system should behave what we as a human want it to be, right? You want to buy something, so you are expecting the system is achieve your goal. At the end of this using of this e-commerce, you can buy something, you can get something from it, right? So it behave exactly what you expect it to be. Online banking. Okay, what you want to do with online banking? You want to do a transaction, right? So the system should behave what you think it should behave. Okay. Alright, so user interface is one of the most important, of course, because we are interact with it. Like I said, that this is the communication tools. So that's why it's highlight that important to make sure that we as a human easy to use it and can understand how to use it. Okay, and what we expect it to behave, it should be behave like that. Okay, so because like I said, user interface is the communication tool. Okay, similar thing with people and people. You are communicate with human to human, right? Okay, so you are facing human to human. What you want to see? Of course, sedap mata memandang, kan? Cantik, lawa. You want to see something good for your eyes because you are looking with your eyes. Ada yang tengok dengan hidung mata. Tak, right? This is talking about the normal person first lah. Okay. So again, okay, when we see something, okay, because do you remember the Malay word dari mata turun ke hati, kan? Something like that, because we see first and then our brain will react. And of course, if you like it, turun ke hati itulah. That's why UI is related with our feeling, emotion, mood. Because we are human, we have all those feeling, emotion, and mood. Okay? If you don't like someone, do you want to see them? No, right? Easy, something like that. If you see something you don't like in front of you, of course you don't want to use it. Easy, okay? Easy, right? Easy definitions, okay? That's why user interface is important to us because it's relate with our feeling. Okay, who knows you are feeling sad, but the user interface is very helpful. Maybe it give you a color that you like, you feel better, you feel calm. That's the good user interface. It change your feeling from sad to happy. I don't know. Okay, something related with your feelings and emotion because we are human. We are not robot doing something without whatever in front of us. We do as what we been instructed, right? But we are human. We have a feeling, emotion, and mood. Okay, so UI determine how easily this is just telling you why UI important. Okay, so it's stated there, if you have a poorly designed, your interface will have a little value. Like I said, siapa tak suka tengok benda yang cantik? Siapa yang suka tengok benda yang buruk, right? Something like that lah. So if your design is too bad, it's lowers your value. Even though you have a good content, you have a good programming behind it. Okay, you have a good AI, so your system have a good AI function. However, the design, the interface, the user interface that people looks first affect you. Okay, doesn't like your design, doesn't like your layout, so people will turn away. Okay, so if the UI is wrong and the user feel like they can't control, okay, this happened when they couldn't find what they expected. Because based on my this is my study. My study is looking on the arrangement of the website. Okay, to have a guideline that all the ASEAN countries are preferred with the same layout of the website. Okay, so if you want to buy something but you couldn't find the search, okay, the search button, or maybe you couldn't buy the ad card kan, nak beli, mana ad card dia ni, macam mana nak beli? You don't know how to use it because you expect that website should be able to fulfill your goal, which is I want to buy something, but you couldn't find it, you couldn't control it, you couldn't get what you want, right? So you won't be happy because we are human, right? We are relate with feelings, emotion, and so on. Okay, and they blame it on your website. So mulalah. Do you like this interface? If you go to mostly ni lah kan airport, you go their toilet, so they have a rating. Please put a rating. What's your feel based on our facilities here? Happy apa semua kan? So if you go to government counter, right? They also give you a feedback. Please rate us. Okay, something like this. So if you don't like the system, you don't like the interface first, not the system. Interface is the one that you see first, right? You don't like. So you kata, I don't like. Without explore it, you dah kata, I don't like. Okay, so it blame your system. What is your system ni? I couldn't buy anything because I couldn't find the button. That it's blame your system. So it means that you fail, your system is failed. If the UI is smart and things works the way the user expect them to work, they will be cheerful, of course. The system going well, you get what you want, you happy, right? Cheerful, you happy lah, you happy. Okay, that's why nowadays we design something also include the emotion important, because the one who use the system is us, human, right? So there is a few types of user, okay, user interface, okay. So actually this is based on types of programming user interface. Actually, that's why it put common language, menu, and GUI. To share with you, actually type of user interface is GUI, is normal, graphic. Second, you have voice user interface, voice interface, and lastly you have gesture interface. But this is talking about the user interface of computer. So that's why three types of user interface here. Common language, okay, which is the machine or program specific instruction. You know the common language, okay. Menus, okay, what display on the screen, okay. And lastly, the GUI, which is the screen, okay, where you interact, you select, you click, kan? Okay, you interact with it lah. So common language, menu, and GUI. Okay, next. After you understand what is user interface, now we go deep. Okay, so in the user interface, okay, you need to create the interactive system, user interface that interact with you, right? That's why it called interactive system. Okay, so software that interact with its environment, what I mentioned, kan? So it's client web versus server web. Okay, what's client ask from the server? Server respond what, give the feedback, give the response what the client needs. Okay, so what is interactive system? So any system that accept input from the users and provide output. Okay, an interactive system virtually include all types of devices which is human interact with. Anything that human interact with. Okay, it talks about a few types of interaction in computer system. So in generally, interactive system, the word interactive, right? Interact. You are interact with me. You are interact with the system. So it have accept input, provide output, and include human interact with. What human interact with. Okay, so just now type of user interface. Now types of interaction. Okay, we have also 3 type of interaction. Okay, I think this one easy. Okay, of course you have human to computer, right? Interact between the computer system itself. Okay, and the third interaction is between user through the computer system. Meaning, right now, I'm interact with you, but through the computer system. So user through the computer system. Okay. So again, 3 types of interaction: human computer, okay, human and computer, between computer system, and between user through computer system. User and user, but through computer system, like what we did now. Okay. There are 2 view or 2 perspective defined. Perspective is the defined user perspective and system perspective. In user perspective, okay, interactive system just now is a tool. Receive input, display output, and normally they put all too often, meaning that normally you get frustration. I mean, this one, what they want to deliver is include emotion, just now, emotion, feeling, and moods. Okay, so in user perspective, okay, interactive system is a tool where it receive input and display output. Okay, however, for the system view, okay, system view is a synchronized input, okay, and the output through various device. Okay, either for display, speaker, light, and so on. Okay. The main purpose of UI programming is to produce interactive system. Okay. Just now we already understand what the interactive system, right? So on the user's view and also the system view. So UI programming. Now we added the word programming. Just now user interface only, right? But now we have UI programming. Okay, it's need. Okay, it's need to make the system interactive. That's why interactive system. Okay, how the system will be interact, or how interactive system will be developed using UI programming. Okay, so engineer and computer scientists are not by default a good interface designer. Like I said that if you join the big company, you have a team, okay, IT department, something like that, right? So actually your work task is based on your role. Okay? Engineer is engineer, computer science is computer science, developer is developer, programmer is developer. But talking about the interface design, okay, the role is focusing on the interface, designing the interface only. So that's why it mentioned engineer and computer science, not a good interface design, because engineer and computer science is more back end, right? It's more back end. Okay, it's using a programming language, coding and so on. But interface design is front end. Okay, so they are expert computer users. They are interested in the computer of their interest is the computer user or the interface. What interests user is what interface. Okay, so this means that of course we have a good engineer, a good computer science who develop the system. However, okay, some people might forget that human communicate, okay, or interact with the interface first. So interface designer is important, okay, important to the system as well, because users will interact with the interface. Okay, we have to design for and with user, because like I said that what we create, what we develop is for user to use it, right? So anything involve users, so we need to get involved users along our designing or developing something. Okay, so actually in HCI, in human computer interaction is very big. Okay, that's why this course is very important. Like I said that in education we call HCI tau, but when you go industry it's bigger than that, where we call it UX, user experience. So anything that relate with user, you need HCI. Okay, let me see. Let me tell you why. Okay, computer science is you lah. You know computer science. Of course, you need a system that have interface, right? So HCI is included. Okay, cognitive science involve human as well. Ergonomics. Example, you want to create a product that have the ergonomic, like a chair. Before this, we talk about COVID-19. Everyone work and study from home. Okay, you need the product that have ergonomic, user friendly, kan? So HCI is also needed in ergonomic. Engineering. Don't talk about the big things, the big data, the artificial intelligence, but you fail to include HCI. So your system might not be used by others because it failed to interact with the users. Social science, of course, social science is on the sociology, anthropology. They research on users. Okay, again relate with user. Psychology also related. Remember that I mentioned that we are human, have emotion, feeling. So you want to create the interface that have to change the feeling, right? So you also can include psychology. Psychology is also needed for HCI. Graphical art, of course, is talking about designer. Okay, design as well. Design product. Okay, when you talk about design, okay, user interface, yes, mostly is a computer, anything with the interface. But we talk generally in our daily life. Okay, we use television, of course, still computer, right? Okay, let's say nasi lemak kan, normal nasi lemak. Nasi lemak also you can put HCI. You can have the interaction. How to have a proper proper appeal of nasi lemak. Is it using a banana leaf? Is it using a Tupperware? Is it using a plate? Kan? So it's also have the interactions of human. Artificial intelligence, of course, you also know lah. Okay, so actually everything can be together. I want to create a product that have the emotion on it, the user friendly, the ease of use, put it as ergonomic product, have a good system, everything you can relate it. But HCI is everywhere. That's why this course, okay, is related with everything. Okay, you go learn accountant, okay, accountancy. Okay, accountancy have a system, so need HCI as well. Okay, what else? Business, okay, business also relate with users. Okay, you need HCI as well to create a system that have usability, kan? Everything need HCI. That's why this course is much important lah, very important. So again, it's highlight the importance of quality of UI because this is the communication tool. I said that this is communication tool. UI is the communication tool. Okay. 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 After you understand, okay, interactive system, right? Okay. Now focus on human-computer interactive system. Okay. We talk about the relation, this interactive system for human and computer. Okay, so this means that interactive system for human and computer, interaction between human and computer. We have 3 types of interaction just now, right? So we are focusing on human and computer. Okay, so human-computer interactive system whose environment is one or more human, not only one users that you are create for, multiple users. Okay, so like this one, you have a server. Okay, of course the server included the protocol, and the client base is the interface, right? And the users is not only one users, it will have a multiple users with different type of behavior. Okay, so let's watch video. This is to introduce you the GUI. Okay, let me stop this first to go to the video. Okay, let's watch the video first. Okay, okay, let me see if you can get the same same screen that I've been shared. I think this video. Okay. 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 Actually, this is just give you the overview what is GUI. Okay, let me go back to our slide just now. Okay, hilang sudah second screen. Okay. Where is it? Because just now I make it a full screen. So when I change my screen, so actually it was hiding. Okay. So wait, let me get the slide back. Okay. Alright, so I found it back. Where we know interactive system. This one. Alright, this one, right? Okay, let's watch the video. Okay, when we talk about interaction between human to computer, it's involve graphic. Like I said that when we talk about user interface, is something that you see, the screen. So when we see the screen, we see graphic, right? Graphic. That's why added the word graphic user interface. Okay, so if you refer back the video just now that we seen, graphics, any graphic in the screen, like the button that we interact, okay, what else, the menu, right, what else, the windows, okay, all of that is a graphic, okay, graphic. Okay, so HCI is a discipline concerned with the design, evaluation, and implementation of interactive computer system for human use and with the study of major phenomena surrounding them. So this is defined by ACM. ACM is Associate for Computer lah. Okay. So HCI is discipline, design, evaluate, and implement. Okay, meaning that it starts from you design, you evaluate until you implement it. Okay, so example. Okay, for a years, an import employee was hired to help users. Right, you are interact with the counter. Right, you go to the counter, you want to check in, check out. Right, but now, um, imagine this is Asia kiosk, kan? Asia kiosk. So now you don't need to go to the counter. Okay, you interact with the machine. Okay, but this example is machine paying a parking. Okay, parking fee. Okay, so before we but still happen. You drive through the counter and then they check your card, what times you go in, what times you go out, okay, and calculate the fees. And so instead of we hired a person to do that, okay, so because we know that human have the ability of they couldn't work 24/7, but sometimes the parking area we need 24/7, right? So we replace human to a machine, a system that can work 24/7. So how you interact with the user? It should be similar with you interact with human. Of course, you doesn't talk with machine kan? Macam orang gila pula tiba-tiba. Berapa ya? You just wait there. Okay, berapa? The machine didn't talk with you like that as a human, right? Jangan jadi orang gila, okay? So the machine talk differently using the interface tu, okay? So you have the button, you have the screen to interact with, right? So similar with this one, okay? So the interaction should be the way you do a real one, just not the way of talking human to human lah kan? But this is human to computer. So how to interact it should be easy. Pernah tak you pergi ke one machine that you don't know what to do? Okay. I believe that some of you have went to other country. Example Japan, because Japan have a lot of innovation product tau. Okay. Ada tak yang biasa pergi Jepun kat sini? Anyone have been there? Any part of Japan lah, Tokyo ke, Nagoya ke, Osaka ke, ada yang pernah pergi Jepun? Ada tak? If you still remember our previous Prime Minister kan, Mahathir dulu-dulu, he always mentioned that pandang ke timur kan, pandang ke timur. Because of the product from Japan, not only the culture, but the product. Because Japan ni, they are not good in invent something tau. Invent dengan innovate is different. Invent is you create new things. Innovate, you improve. Okay? So, they don't have a lot of invent product, but they have a lot of innovative product. Okay? So you can see dia punya pump station. Okay, so normal pump station here, okay, it's in the ground, right? It's in the ground. Okay, that's why sometimes we can see that happen accidentally. People crash the the pump station kan, or the pump station meletup ke kan? I don't know. You know, in Japan, the pump station tu dia dekat atas. So you just take the nozzle, okay, and then you use it. So the chance to crash with the pump tu tak mustahil lah kan, sebab dia dekat atas. Okay. Other things that I can share with you, the parking area. Japan, dia punya house space or area space limited tau. Maybe because of the cost kan, costly. So their parking station is very intelligent, you know. You don't have to park around to see which one is half empty, you want to park, right? No, you just they have a lift. You go to that lift, okay, you just go into the parking area, and there is a lift, and there is a machine. So in the machine, you can identify which parking. The computer is identifying and put your car in the empty space. Okay, you don't have to find it. The machine will find it for you. You just put the car, and then your car will be putting in that area. And what happened when you want to take your car back? Of course, you have a receipt, and you need to interact with the system back. And the interesting part, when you want to take back your car, it's already help you to you park kan ni kan menghadap sana kan. You don't have to reverse tau. You just park as usual. The lift will turn the car. Tak payah reverse. Dia tolong you turn lagi. So you just drove out. So how easy it to make it our life more easier lah, something like that. Kan? So this is why the importance of user interface, because this machine interact with this user. What happened if this user couldn't understand the machine? Ada tak you pergi machine yang you couldn't buy pun? Dekat Jepun dia banyak machine, beli air, beli makanan, beli ice cream, semua machine use the machine, and the machine is everywhere, right? So it's in Japanese. Sometimes in Japanese, no English, but everyone can use it, because we understand the language sometimes kan, we know how to use it. Just putting your coin and the price the price based on what you put the coin tu, dia appear based kepada berapa duit yang you masukkan. So kalau contoh lah you masuk RM1, so produk yang berharga RM1 tu akan turn on. So you know that's the cost that you can buy anything with the one with light. Okay. Lepas tu dia ada air panas, air sejuk pula tau. So you can get a cold water or hot water in the machine using the color. So that's the graphic. That's the interaction. Okay. I believe that you also experience that interact with this kind of system that you don't know how to use it. Saya pernah parking kan, saya pun tak tahu how to use it. Sometimes you need to call someone. Hey, how to use it? That's not a good user interface machine. Okay, it should be you can easily use. Masukkan duit and keluar parking kan, contohlah macam tu kan. And sometimes kat Malaysia ni kan, maintenance dia kurang kan, so you don't know how many coin that you put kan. So because the screen is rosak ke, ataupun dah lama, dah makan hari ke, hilang ke, kan nak tengok pun susah ke. So this is your job, okay, to create a better user interface machine. Okay, so something like that. Yeah, something like this. Okay, I haven't seen this one. Okay, so the question is, see any problem? How did it come to this? Okay, what do you think? Do you think that this interface is easy to understand? This one, number one, right? Insert ticket. Okay, so you put your ticket, right? So we can understand. Number two, to pay for parking, insert ticket, insert coin, collect change, okay, take ticket for exit. Okay, they have the instruction here. Okay, and then you put your coin. Okay, of course, after you put your ticket, it will appear in the screen, right? How much? So you put your coin. So based in instruction here, also the first is ticket, the second is coin, and then the third is change, getting your change lah, kan? Put money and receipt. Okay, and then you will get your receipt. Okay. This one is, I'm not sure. What do you think? Is it good or bad? Because in the parking ticket that I'm experienced, okay, you should choose to print the receipt first, right? Because they want to not waste not wasted of the paper kan. If you only choose to print the receipt, then only you will get the receipt. If you forgot, kan, this is always happened to me. I always forgot to choose the button to print the receipt. Then I miss the receipt. Okay, but this one, I'm not sure that they have an option, because the guide is only like this one. You will collect your receipt and the money back, the change, kan? Okay, and then you collect your notes here. Oh, okay. So you have two options here, either using a coin or using a credit card. What do you think? This one is good design or bad design? Anyone? What do you think? Just give any opinion lah. What do you think of this machine? Is it a good or bad design? If bad design, which part is a bad design? Bad design, why? Why Farah? Why Farah? It's okay. You it's wrong or right. This is not talking about the right or wrong answer. Okay, you might get the right answer. Too crowded. Can be, because why don't we put separately, insert note here and insert coin here? Why don't we put it together, side by side ke, kan, dekat-dekat kan? So sometimes we use note, sometimes we use coin. So this something like that lah, maybe. Betul ke? Itu ke? Is that what Farah mean? Because too crowded, because the function is everywhere, you need to rearrange back. Anyone else? Instead of too crowded, too big and complicated. Okay, so you want a small machine. Kan, small machine. Okay, what happened if the person, because just now in the picture the person is quite big, right? Quite tall. So if you short, something like, if you want for this guy, right? So it's need to bend a little bit to take the change, something like that. I think they want to take the change or receipt here. Okay. The color is not interesting. You are talking about the color. Okay, the color. Okay. Okay, can be accepted. Color also, because maybe you don't like red, because red normally is for warning, right? Warning. What else? What do you think? Actually, for me, it's not bad, but like you said, that complicated, big, too many step, right? Too many step. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Too many step. Okay, insert ticket, insert coin, collect change, take ticket for exit. Okay, so simplify it. How to simplify it? Put ticket, put money, same, I think same, and then collect change and take ticket for exit. Okay, how to simplify? Farah, you said that too many instructions. So how to simplify it? I think that's good. Insert ticket, right? And then we pay, put money, and then we collect the change, and then we take the ticket for exit. So, should we combine collect a change and ticket together? Of course, I think the system will come out the ticket and also the change together, right? But this is just to remind you only. Maybe put light kan to make sure that people not forgetting to take back the ticket. Okay, this is actually good for me lah. For me, is good enough. Okay, to have this instruction. Okay, and I will suggest to put a color light. Okay, light. Okay, so people not forgetting. Okay, forgetting. But I agree with the big one and complicated. Yes, the big. Okay, maybe because this one is focusing also for elderly. Elderly just now, if you have a small machine, you might have a small font. So elderly might couldn't read it because you know the ability of elderly, they have limit eyesight, right? So maybe. What do you think? As I don't say this is bad or a good, right? Okay, I think it have a pro and cons. Okay, I will rather improve it rather than I say that this is bad. You throw it away, you create a new one. I think this is can be improved. Putting a light, okay, rearrange, okay, good, rearrange it, okay, put it insert note and insert coin together. Okay, the help one may be a little bit lower, okay, because I believe that help is a communication, right? You want to get help from the person in charge, so you push the button and intercom, right? You intercom with the person in charge. That's good function as well. Okay, the swipe card. I was taught that it's like a ATM machine. I'm not sure it's combination of ATM machine of or it's only purposely for parking fees. So if like that, it should be together with the insert note and coin tu kan. So sekali lah, ni jauh kan. Sebab they put, if you can see that number 2 is everywhere. 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. Right? So people might confuse lah. That's the mean by complicated your friends mentioned just now. Okay, so group it, okay, will be better. Lagi? Anyone else? Do you found any issues? Or do you have suggestion to improve this machine? Ada lagi? Receipt dia dekat bawah, coin dia dekat bawah. Is it okay to put it below? Or should we put middle? Or should we put above? Above tak sesuai kan? So normally we can see that a coin, a change to be collect at the below part, right? So normally like that lah. But if you can see that number 3 here, number 3 here. So again lah, actually it can be simplified lah kan. Okay, interesting, right? Interesting. Okay, so again, this is not bad or good, but for me, there is a place to improve it. Okay, still can be improved lah. Okay, also color. Okay, and next part is talking about the programming, because we already touched UI programming. And what is programming, right? So programming is a creative process done by a programmer, backend, to instruct a computer on how to do a task. So meaning, okay, actually there is a different definition by programming and coding down. The sentence just now mentioned that programmer is doing something, doing programming. Actually, programmer is doing a coding, right? Programming is creative process lah, creative process to instruct the computer. Okay, and the programmer will do a coding for that programming setting. Okay, dia macam ni lah. Macam you punya handphone kan, you want to set alarm. Okay, so you go to the clock, right? You put a reminder and you change how many is the time for you to wake up and how many is snooze kan? What kind of a notification you want? Is it with vibration or without the vibration and so on? What you did is you are doing a programming. Actually, you are programming. You instruct your handphone to to wake up you, to notify you in the morning. Okay, but behind it, okay, is the coding. So we talk about programming only, okay, using an app's meaning, right? So computer can be programmed to do interesting things, okay, because computer is only know how to do things after we program it lah, kan? So programming is to discover a set of rule with a real world effect, design idealized representations, understand the interaction, and optimize the interactions for the constraint like a safety, budget, correctness, and other resources. Okay. So when we talk about programming, then come coding, right? Then we have a coding language. That's why it put a coding language. This is a better word, coding language, rather than programming language. Okay, coding language. So as mentioned by your friend just now, Python and Java is much more popular because it's easy rather than you learn about the basic C, C++, C Sharp kan. Ini guna common kan, hard code lah. Okay, rather this one is much more easy and popular currently. Okay, that's why in school you I'm not sure that your time, but now they already putting Python as a part of the syllabus. Okay, so in UI now we have two things. One is tools, one is language. Okay. Okay, this is just explanation. Okay, and the GUI just now, okay, is a interface, combination interface, and the input. You have the graphic, the interface, but you need a peripheral. Okay, maybe to interact with the interface, you need to use mouse, something like that lah. Something that combine with the interaction. Okay, if you have the interaction using the eye gaze, boleh lah kan, you tengok dengan mata je dia detect. Macam Samsung kan, you want to snap a camera, you can use the hand gesture. See, that's the different type of interface lah, gesture, audio kan, and also GUI. So talking about GUI, you need some peripheral. The peripheral maybe the pen, the mouse kan. Okay, and let's define software. Okay, now we talk about software. Okay, so what is software? Machine readable instruction. Okay, of course, when we have the interaction, okay, interface, what we see, there is something going on, right? So that's inside it is a software. Okay, a software. We interact with the software. The system is the software. Machine readable instruction. Okay, so when we talk about software, two things. Okay, software, a system or platform. Okay, platform and applications. Okay, so application, user written software. So this is two type of software. System or platform software and application software. Okay, so example, you have one system, so we call it software layer. Software layer include all this. This is software layer. Next, application layer. Okay, so system at the back end, so you interact with the application here. Okay, so let's go through one by one. What is application software? So application software is example, is an Office suite, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, okay, or video game. Okay, application software is often purchased separately and sometimes bundled together with the computer. You buy a phone, right? Inside your phone, there's application inside it, where it's run in your mobile lah. But sometimes you need to install it, sometimes it's already been installed readily. Okay, that's for handphone. Computer, okay, computer. You buy a computer, so you need to buy the window, right? And then you need to buy the applications. Dia punya Word, it's not come together, right? You need to buy separately. because they have a license, kan? Office Suite, they have your own license, unless you get the pirate one lah, kan? So it can come together with the devices, computer or handphone. Also, it will come separately. Like I said just now, you buy a computer, no software inside it, right? No application inside it. You need to install it. You need to buy it separately. Okay. So of course, applications is independent. Okay, it's not running together with your Windows. It's independently have their own operating system. Okay. So next we have software layer. So remember, this is application layer. Okay, this is a system layer, right? And also, this also when we talk about interface, it's a software layer. Okay, interface builder. Okay, we have a website builder, we have app builder, right? So this is interface builder, something like that lah. To build an interface. Okay. Later on you can explore more the example here, like Visual Studio. Okay, how to design the graphic, right? So you have Visual Video, you have NetBeans, Interface Builder, Android Layout Editor. Okay, can be used to create a prototype, get the look right, be part of the final product. Design is fast, modest. Put it like example of website. Okay, like I said dulu we create a website, we use Notepad, and then we move to Dreamweaver, which is a software. And then now more easy. How to create website? We have website builder like Wix, Weebly, Webhost, kan? Apa lagi? Which is the template is there, right? Same like this interface builder. Okay. So the system is not yet just the interface. That's why it said that it can create prototype. So interface builder you can use also normally for interface Figma. Figma is most popular one. Adobe. Okay, second one, which is the software run in your computer. Kalau Figma, it's run online lah. Or you can also use Wix actually. Okay, Wix also can be used as a interface builder. Okay, now toolkits. Tadi builder, right? To build. Toolkit is macam library lah, library. You have many things inside your toolkits, right? To create an interface, you have toolkits. Macam ni lah, apa ni panggil, kalau apa yang betulkan kereta kita panggil apa dekat workshop tu? MacGyver pula. Apa saya nak panggil MacGyver tu, cerita apa panggil dia?
Mekanik.
Apa?
Mekanik.
Nah, siapa yang bercakap tu tak dengar? What we call that one yang MacGyver tu? Apa tukang betulkan, saya pun lupa nak panggil apa. Mekanik. Oh, okay, sebut mekanik macam comel aja, saya pun ingat cakap apa. Okay, mekanik. Mekanik dia ada dia punya toolkits dia kan. Kalau dia nak betulkan apa yang dia bawa dekat toolkits dia, apa yang dia perlukan. Something like that lah. So when we want to design or develop an interface, what toolkits that we need? So it's a library of interactive object, or we call it widget. Ada button, ada apa lagi? So example is button, kan? Ada layout template, okay? Function to help programming of GUI. So not only one, we have more than one. That's why it's called toolkit. Dia banyak toolkit. So ada a few widget. Also used to handle input event. Okay, dia ada programming dan juga dia ada input event lah. Okay, so this is list of example of toolkit. Qt, GTK, MFC, WPF, FLTK, AW, Cocoa, Genus. Normally this one normal lah, jQuery kan. So this is a platform. Okay, so this one is more on computer, tak ada mobile kan. Sekarang dalam cerita ni semuanya cerita pasal mostly is a computer base. Okay, actually it's good to put mobile as well lah, and phone kan. tablet semua. This is the language used. Okay. Because sometimes you, if you learn technical, okay, you learn all this, you know lah the toolkit. But nowadays people is using the interface builder kan, so you don't bother the toolkit already because the builder is already have the set their own toolkit. Dah ada template. Biasanya kalau builder ni dah ada template, so you tak tahu pun toolkit apa yang digunakan. Something like that. That's why sometimes you don't care about the toolkit. Okay, so again, in the toolkit you have widget, library of widget, a lot of widget. So let's look what is widget. Widget stand for window gadget. Okay, so if you want to create interface for desktop kan, so the gadget will be the button, menu, what else? Window, palette, tab, label, radio button, list, scroll, slider, text zone, and so on. Okay, anything to create the interface. So that's why we call it window gadget. Okay, so if you want to create a mobile application, dia jadi mobile gadget lah, kan? So widget is a generic term for GUI. So it's a library lah, library. Macam saya katalah toolkit untuk buat graphic design. Okay, so nothing much this one. And in the widget, okay, we have a swing widget. Swing widget ni macam contoh-contoh ni lah. Tiba-tiba ada ni, ngok-ngok pula kan. So all these are widget, okay. So all these are widget. Okay, example of the widget lah. Mostly looks like old kan. Ni semua yang lama-lama punya. Slide tak update mungkin. So widget complexity, we have a simple widget which is normally or commonly used. Or composite or complex widget. Okay, instead of just appear a menu, you have a drop down menu kan. You have a hide menu kan. It's more detail of it, color pickers kan. Okay, so of course when we talk about benefit of widget, okay, have a widget, your presentations, your interface, your windows will be better lah, more interaction. People have everything to interact with the button dia kan. Boleh play around with your presentations, your menu. For presentation, of course lah, you can see the icon move on and move kan, the transition. What else? The animation. There's many things lah in your presentation, talking about presentation. But talking about window, you have instead of the static menu, you have a drop down kan, you have the hide button ke. So this will impact on user because user will react all the widget because you use the widget, right? So people will react, user action. Okay. Include the notification. Widget also, you can create notification using the widget, right? So the notification also have impact on it. Okay, so again, the toolkit is a library of widget. Okay, so anything to play around lah, to interact. So they call control, like this one, right? Okay, so creating an interface using toolkit can only be done by programmer because only have a procedural interface. Okay, because that's the back end. Okay, technique known as a event-based programming. Okay, so we call it event-based programming. It based on what the purpose of that widget want to do. Okay, if you want to create a widget menu, what is the purpose of that menu? Dia itulah dia panggil event-based, based on purpose dia. Button, what the button can do, scroll bar, and something like that. So that's why we call it event-based programming. Okay. Example here, Smalltalk, Macintosh Toolbox, Java Swing Toolkit, Motif, Interview. Ini bukan interview tu, nama dia Interviews, Emulate Suite. Okay, this one I think you not much use it anymore. That's why I said it's not update maybe. We have a lot more that update toolkits. Okay, not only this. Okay, later on you will explore later on, but this one is using a bit manual lah. And we have a Windows system here. So windowing system to support the separation of the screen into different, usually rectangular region called window. Remember that window system ni ada two. First is window system, the function of each of the interface. And another one is window manager. Ni macam dashboard. So user interface kan, you have window manager. Now we call it dashboard. That's the current word used lah. Dashboard. Every user interface for all the function, right? So when you click each of it, they have the function of each of the system. Okay, so window system is provide procedure. Window manager allow the end user to move window around. Okay. Input output layer here. Okay. Of course, using a peripheral. Okay. Input where we give command. Okay, macam keyboard. We want to write something, we use a keyboard. We want to click something, we use mouse. Okay, where we give the input. Okay, and the output, okay, where what show us lah kan, macam screen, mostly screen lah, screen, mobile, screen, all mostly screen lah, mostly screen. When we talk about input, a lot lah, touch screen, using apa ni, joystick. This one is pen apa ni, ni touch screen, ni panggil apa, pen punya screen, panggil apa ni, ni pad, pad apa panggil ni, pen apa panggil, pad lah kan ni panggil. Because I know what I show you is, I think you know what I'm showing now, right? Your pad that you use as a mouse, to move your mouse. Sometimes you have your own mouse lah kan. That's the external one. But for me, I would rather use this pad. Apa panggil dia, bukan mouse pad. Mouse pad. Saya ingat dia panggil pad saja. So mouse pad. Okay. This one to show between interactivity and computing. Okay. So interactivity is open system. Okay. Kalau computation is most closed system. Okay. So this one is read input, compute, produce result. Okay. Rather than open system, interact, event change caused by environment. So now the word interactivity and computing, also you can see the difference kan. Okay, let's talk more on event-based programming. Okay, later on in a lab, we will do the event-based programming lah. So in computer programming, event-driven programming is a programming paradigm. Let me check. Okay. So in which the flow of the program is determined by events such as user action. Okay. To make the mouse click, to make the key being pressed, sensor output, you need to have this programming to instruct what the device should do. Right? Itulah event-based programming. Okay. This one. In event-driven application, there is a general main loop that listens for event and then trigger a callback function when one of those event is detected. Sama lah the meaning kan. How you instruct the device to behave lah. So it's based on event, based on the purpose of the devices. Okay. So yes, it's embedded in the system. Okay, because you know that when you interact, you have input output. Okay, so it's a part of embedded in the system. Okay, this one nothing much. The first step. So this is step by step. Your friends did mention the first step to create the event system is to write. Of course, you write a series of subroutine and also method. Okay, later on I will give you the coding list. Okay, so you will experience it. Okay, and then step 2, you bind event handler. Okay, to event based on the event. So you put the instruction based on what function. Kan? What function. And then the third one is writing the loop. Is it looping or is it based on the clicking once only? Okay, so you write the main loop. And that's all. Okay, boleh? Okay, so normally chapter 2, to make a summary for chapter 2, actually still to introduce you a few more terminology in our programming interactive system. So in user interface system, just now you've been introduced what is interface, and then interface we have user interface, right? And then types of user interface. Then after that we have creating interactive system. So in interactive system we have human computer interactive system and component inside it, right? And then we've been introduced to create an interactive system. We have programming part, right? So the programming is the creative process to instruct what the system should be. So that it become interactive system. Then in programming, we have and then it's summary that in user interface we have two parts, the toolkit and also the programming language, right? Programming language is the coding part lah, and then the toolkit GUI, in toolkit you have widget, right? Widget. So widget is to create the GUI, right? The GUI. And all of the GUI, you create the system, then you combine, become a system, which is a software, right? So in software, we have system platform software and also application software. It can come together or it can also come separately, okay? Because application also independent software, okay? And then what else? To create an interface, we have interface builder and also interface toolkit. So sudah dalam toolkit tu ada widget kan. Lepas tu apa lagi? And then we have because the interactive system not only have interface, we should have the peripheral, kan? The devices, okay? Because we have input and output. Okay, what else? Lastly, for the devices to behave, you need to have event-based programming. That's the overall story of topic 2. Boleh faham? Kan?
Boleh, madam.
That's good. Thank you for the response. So everything from interface until the event-based programming, it's related. It's go deep until the programming part. That's later on in lab, we will do the event-based programming. You can create your own widget lah nanti later on. Okay? Alright? So any question? That's why supposedly we every class should finish early, kan? Apa tadi 9:50, so we start at 10 sharp. So I extend another 10, right? So that's why I couldn't finish 11:50. So it become 12 now. So be fair lah, macam tu lah lebih kurang. Okay. So when we start early, so we can finish early. Do you have a class after this? 12 to 1 or 12 to 2? Ada kelas lagi? Ada kelas tak? Tak ada? No class. That's good. Okay, that's good. Alright. After this, you take a rest and then you have next class at 2, right? I believe like that lah. Kan? So okay. So okay lah, I finish at 12 because tadi kita start lambat, so kita a little bit lambat. Alright, I think that's all. Okay, we will see lab session. Bila lab session kita? Bila lab session kita? Hari apa saya pun dah lupa dah. Is it Friday? No. Friday is ICT 551. Bila kita punya lab session?
Next week.
Okay. Next Monday. Yeah, last Monday I see you guys, right? Okay, I forgot. Itulah banyak sangat kelas, anda terlupa. Okay. With that, thank you everyone. I see you next Monday for the lab session. Bye everyone.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.